World Bank approves another 700 million US dollars loan for Tinubu's government. Hey, hey, problem. Anyway, the World Bank has approved the fresh 700 million loan for Nigeria. It disclosed this in a statement published in its website on Friday, September 22nd. Now, the new loan is to provide additional funds for an ongoing project known as the Adolescent Girls Initiatives for Learning and Empowerment. The statement reads, the World Bank approved additional financing of 700 million US dollars for Nigeria to scale up the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment program, whose goal is to improve secondary education opportunities among girls in targeted states. The additional financing will scale up project activities from the current 7 states to 11 additional states and increase the targeted beneficiaries to include out-of-school girls who are married, those who are married, and those who have disabilities. Now, the statement added in the 7 Agile program, implementing states like Borno, Ekiti, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, and Plateau. The number of girls in secondary schools has increased from about 900,000 to over 1.6 million. Now, under the program, over 5,000 classrooms have been renovated and 250 eligible girls have received scholarship. The Agile program has supported constructions and rehabilitations of wash facilities in secondary schools and the installation of computers and solar panels, which makes attending schools more convenient and conducive for both girls and boys. Life skills, system strengthening, and advocacy are other key aspects of the program, which addresses social norms impeding girls' education. Now, the World Bank Country Director for Nigeria, Shubham Chowdhury, stated that closing the gender gaps in economic empowerment by ensuring girls have access to education and skill is key for Nigeria's development and economic prosperity. Nigerians' working population will soon be one of the youngest and largest around the world, which means that investing in adolescent girls is imperative while addressing overall economic prospects and growth. The statement noted that aside from the girls that would benefit from the financing, others, including over 15 million students, teachers, administrators, families, communities, and staff in existing and newly constructed schools. I will remind you again, the World Bank approves another 700 million US dollars loan for Tinubu's government. Hey, loan. Are you sure this loan is not for invading Nigeria? Loan for just... Hey, wait, I want to understand. This loan, they said it is for what? For adolescent girls. Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment. Nigeria. Is that money not way too much for just the girl child? That money can literally take up both girl child in Nigeria, girl child from other African countries, at least 2 or 3, and still have change. But this issue of we borrowing money, who is going to pay back? We are just simply borrowing, and I tend to wonder. I thought they said we are rich in natural resources. Don't we partake in buying and selling any longer? Or are there no infrastructures in Nigeria again that can help us raise money? What happened to tax revenues? What happened to other means by which we generate money? Do we literally have to borrow? If you're not borrowing from World Bank today, you're borrowing from China tomorrow. And this government just came in May. We have June, July, August, and September. Barely 4 months out of the proposed 4 years. Out of the proposed 4 years. Out of the proposed 48 months, we still have 44 months to go. And you're borrowing 700 million US dollars. Who did this to our country? Who did this? Because the way government officials find it very easy going to borrow money is like, this money there's no interest being paid, or we're not falling under debt. Being indebted at this point is a very great risk. I'll say it again, a very great risk to Nigeria at this point, going into debt. Because we see have other outstanding debt. I now see the reason why he was telling other world countries that they should return the monies that Nigerian politicians or whatever had sent to their countries or have in foreign accounts. I think I gave an example of the Abacha loot. I think that's what he was talking about, and some other loot that are in foreign accounts that he's telling them to return. They should return it now. They'll return it now. If they return it, will this pay our debt? Okay. Nigerians got to react about this whole 700 million. I thought I was the only one reacting, but a lot of people are actually reacting, and it's not for the benefit of anybody. But anyway, 700 million, not just million, but US dollars. It's really a problem that we keep on borrowing every government for more than 16 years. Every government comes in and they borrow. We don't even know how they are being paid or how this money is even shared. All we hear is that they borrow, they borrow, they borrow, and that is all. Exactly. We hear they borrow, they borrow, they borrow. We're not even seeing any judicious place all this borrowing is entering. We're not seeing no. We just know they are borrowing, they are borrowing, they are borrowing, and they keep on borrowing. Okay. Very soon, you will see people coming to our doors and telling us that we are owing them. And when you ask them how, they'll tell you that your ancestors borrowed from their father's countries and you're going to pay back. Please, nobody should meet me at that point in time. And I hope not to be alive when Nigeria is facing that embarrassment. Nobody prays for evil anyway. Nigeria and debt. Is there any government that will come in and not borrow? I don't see a usefulness of borrowing this amount of money when the money is not channeled into infrastructures or building a better refinery or trying to do something worth living. What is this whole program about? This scheme for me is worthless and does not require that amount of money. I would rather not say the scheme is worthless, but the money involved in seeing this scheme go through, I wouldn't want to also say it's worthless, but I want to say it's an extravagant spending or it's an extravagant borrowing. A man who doesn't know how to control his economy cannot control himself. How would you be borrowing that amount of money when you're supposed to be finding other little means, grassroots means to raise money? You are borrowing. You did not even say 1 million, 2 million. He has rushed to 700 million US dollars. And you now know how much a dollar is to Naira. So when you're paying, it's like you're paying double of what you even borrowed. The Lord will help us. Allah will help us also. Any other God you believe in too will definitely help us, because at this point in time, Nigerians we're just going to be wallowing in a huge river of debt, not knowing where to get paid from. Anyway, that's the much we can take on our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his new partnership with the World Bank to borrow. I hope definitely we don't pay this money in our old age. I hope as they are borrowing before they leave government, they'll be able to pay. But for now, that's all we can take on the gist. Do well to subscribe. Do well to hit the notification button for more updates. Thank you.